Hello coders, I hope you are coding well. In the previous video, we created test page and test reactive form with validations and controls in our Angular application. And in today's video, we will create admin service, and after this we will write the code to call create test API. So let's get started. So in our Angular application, first of all we need to create a folder for the services in the admin module, and to do this we will right click on our admin folder and we will choose a new folder and we will name this folder as services. And after this, let's right click on the services folder and let's open it in integrated terminal. And in this terminal we need to give a command to create a service. So we will write ng g for generate, s for service, and we will name this service as admin. And as you can see, our admin service is ready. Now let's open this services folder, and after this we will open admin.service.ts. And in this service, first of all we need to create a variable to store the basic URL of our backend application, and we will name this variable as basic URL. And after this we will set a value http localhost colon 8080 slash, and after this we need to inject http client in the constructor of the admin service. So we will write private and we will name this as http, and after this we will mention http client and we will import it from angular slash common slash http. And after this we need to write create test API call method, and we will name this method as create test. And after this, in the params we need to accept the test data and we will name this as test.tto. And after this, for the return type we will mention observable of type any. And now in the body of this function we will use http client and we will write the code to call the API. So we will write return statement, and after this we will use our http client, and after this we will call post method. And in this method, first of all we need to give the URL. So we will write basic URL, and after this we need to concatenate the method URL. So we will use plus sign, and after this for the method URL we will give this as API slash test, and after the URL we need to pass the request body. So let's give the test.tto here. And with this our create test method is completed in the admin service. Now let's save this file. Now we need to write the code to call this create test method from our component. And to do this we will open create test.component.ts, and in this component in the constructor first of all we will inject admin service to call the APIs, and after this we will inject ng notification service to show the notifications to the user, and after this we will inject router to navigate the user to other routes, and after this we will click on quick fix and we will add all missing imports. And after this we need to create a method to call the API, and we will name this method as submit form. And in this submit form method, first of all we need to check if our form is valid, and to do this we will write if condition, and in this we will use our test form, and after this we will call a method valid, and if it is true then only we will call the API. Now in this block we will use our service, and after this we will call a method create test, and in the params of this method we need to pass the test.tto, and we can get this data from our test form. So we will write this dot test form, and after this we will call dot value, and after this we will subscribe the response and we will name this as rest, and we will write an arrow function, and after the arrow function to handle the errors we will write error function as well. And in this error function we need to show the error message to the user, and to do this we will use ng notification service and we will show error notification, and after this for the message we will pass error dot error. And after this we will go to the success case, and here again we will use ng notification service, and this time we will show a success message, and for the message we will give this as test created successfully. And after this we need to redirect the user to the admin dashboard, and to do this we will use our router, and after this we will call a method navigate by URL, and in this we will give the URL as /admin/dashboard. And with this our submit form method is completed in the create test component. Now let's save this file, and after this we will open create test.component.html, and in this HTML file we need to write the code to call our submit form method on the submit event of our test form. So in the form tag we will use ng submit event, and on this event we will call a method submit form. And with this our HTML code is completed as well. Now let's save this file and let's run our application. And as you can see our application is up without any errors. Now let's go to the browser and let's test our create test API, and in the browser we will click on this login button, and first of all we need to log in as admin, and for the email we will give this as admin@gmail.com, and after this we will give the password as admin, and after this let's click on this login button, and after the successful login we will click on this create test button. And now we need to fill the data in this form, and for the title of this test I will give this as senior level developer test, and after this we need to give the time per question, and I will give this as 1, and after this I will add some description for this test, and after this we will click on this submit button. And as you can see we got a success message, test created successfully, and after this we got redirected to the admin dashboard. Now let's go to our MySQL workbench and let's verify this entry, and in the MySQL workbench we will open quiz server DB, and after this we will open the tables, and after this we will open the data of test table. And as you can see in this table we got a new record with the ID 2, and for this record the title is senior level developer test, which we just gave. And that's it for today's video. In the next video we will create an API call to get all tests in our Spring Boot application.